that I like tonight. Obviously we've been not taking care of the ball as well as I think we're capable of as we move toward the remainder of our season. We won't be able to turn the ball over at the rate that we are, and I think we asked our kids to start focusing and taking care of the ball a lot better, and I was very pleased with that. I thought our effort was good. I just think you got to give a team credit. I mean, they are a really, really good perimeter shooting team. I think there was a few of those threes that we didn't contest, but I thought we had just as good a perimeter shots as they did. If you had told me we was going to get 23 threes, and I'd say 15 of them, at least 15 to 17 of them were uncontested, were similar to the ones that they took, I'd take that all day. We've seen them have gotten in a little bit of a shooting slump, but I'm not worried about PJ and MJ. I think they're really good shooters, and Vassell and Polite. But when you're not shooting well and you're going to have games, you still have to find ways to win. We got a lot of shots up on the board. I thought that we didn't get to the free throw line nearly as much as I would like. As a result of us maybe not attacking the basket or throwing the ball inside. Overall, the most positive thing about this team is that we're not even coming close to reaching our potential, and I think that and we're finding ways to have some measure of success. At the beginning of the year, I was always kind of flattered by the fact that people said that we had a very experienced team returning. Well, we have 5 players that we're trying to get a lot of playing time so that we can have some experience. Trent, and MJ, and Savoy have taken on different roles. I think they're adjusting. But as I look back over the season up to this point, they all have had good games. They've all had good moments. We just got to keep working. A lot of areas of our game that we got to improve in order for us to be prepared for the ACC race. Like this team, I want to give North Florida a lot of credit. I thought they came out really, really in a great frame of mind. They moved the ball, made some shots. Every time we gave them a good look, they made us pay. I told our guys at halftime, that's college basketball. Guys work hard with their systems and they put themselves in a position where they can have a chance to win games, and I thought that they did a very good job. I think they're going to win a lot of games in their conference. You got to take your hat off to those guys. I thought JT did a great job of just being focused and staying in the moment the entire game. You got to take your hat off to him. But right now, playing 3 games in 6 days, probably lost a little rhythm by my liberal substitution, not to take anything away from them, but I felt that was the right thing to do. We got a very hard-fought game coming up against St. Louis on Saturday. They're a very good basketball team. I think they might be picked to win their conference. And I wanted to get as many guys in the game and try to be as fresh as we can going for that game on Saturday. The good thing about playing St. Louis, I didn't think last year we played Oklahoma State down there. I thought our guys had their bags packed and kind of looking forward to going home to see Santa Claus. I think that St. Louis has our attention, so I think we'd be a lot more focused and prepared. So looking forward to that game as well.
Lonnie, you talk a little bit about the defensive intensity to start the second half, turn them over. I mean, you were efficient in the first half off their turnovers, but you really kind of built that margin with coming out with a lot of defensive intensity.
And that's why I say there's some things that we did I like. I thought that we had moments where we played with a lot of aggressive, got our hands and deflections on a lot of loose balls. This team runs a really good motion offense where they move the ball, move their bodies, and they make a lot of passes. They create those opportunities for them to get those threes. I thought we were very disruptive, and we didn't allow them to get in any type of rhythm offensively. But because they are very good shooters, even though they weren't running their offense as smooth as they would like to, because of our pressure, the deflections, and the overplaying, they still made us pay every time they made some mistakes. On the other hand, I saw the potential of some of our guys to be really good, picking up, playing the style of ball that I think we have to play in order for us to be successful. defensively. I thought MJ's defense was solid. I thought that David and Trent's defense was. I think overall as a team, our effort was good. Now technically we had some things that maybe we could do a little better, but I think our effort was good, and I think it's going to allow us to continue to keep getting better and better as we move through the season.
Any more questions, Leonard? Phil, will he be available Saturday?
Possible. I mean, Phil's injury is healed, but I think like a lot of times when you lay off 6, 7, 8 weeks and don't do a whole lot, you know, it just takes a while for you to get back in the rhythm that's necessary for him, you know, to be at the level that he obviously has been. So we just moving cautious. You know, he probably could have played tonight if we wanted to, but I'm looking over what's best for him and what's best for us, and I want him to be ready. I thought he did a nice job the other night. We just gonna kind of play it by ear. He probably could possibly play on Saturday, but if a lot just depends on the progress he makes in the next couple of days and how he feels. What we're trying to do is just get him completely healed and back in shape. And, you know, sometimes when you have injuries, a lot of it's mental. And I just want to make sure that he's comfortable doing all the things we need him to do before we put him back into action.
What kind of mindset does Fiondu have when he goes into a game? The coach that was just in here called him a beast in a positive.
Yeah. Well, Fiondu is an emotional young man. He enjoys playing, and he has a lot to prove. I mean, he was 6'6" coming out of high school. I think he had one Division I offer, went to prep school. You know, he didn't have a whole lot of team guys recruiting him. He has a burning desire to be successful, and he's really, once the game starts, he kind of turns into another person. I mean, he's in every possession, and there have been two or three times in the last couple of games, he's actually come out of the game to get Kamaji in the game. The night he didn't want to go back in the game because he thought, you know, Chris was playing real well. He's a very unselfish. He's all about winning. And he's a guy who, and not very many guys at this level will say, Coach, hey, you know, let's get Chris back in there, Coach. I think he needs more playing time. Like tonight, they went to a small lineup, so we put Fee in. We thought it was a better matchup. He didn't want to go in the game. He said, Coach Chris is really, really playing well, so we got to go with the right matchup because that's what we're going to do once we get into the ACC conference race. But he has a special attitude, great teammate, really, really works hard, and he's coachable, allowed himself to be coached. He's a guy who kind of energizes the other players. We have fun with him because he has that unique way about him that's a spirit that is contagious and also contagious.
Speaking, keeping it on Fiondu, I mean, you've had a lot of talented big men in your career, but have you had someone with, I mean, here's a 6'10" guy, bang down low, defend 3 or 4 positions, 10 for 10 from the stripe. I mean, have you had someone with kind of his full skill set?
Well, what we have to do is just allow this maturation process to take its course. Let's don't start, you know, evaluating him right now. I need to have consistency, you know, with that type of play. There's no question that the potential is there, and I think that we got. He was ready to play. He feeds off of the importance of the game, and that's what you like for your entire team to have going for them. I thought that the way we came out the second half is a reflection of the type of energy and the emotions that we're trying to get our guys to play with. And we're a team that has always used a lot of players. We win games by committee. And he, along with some of his teammates, represent that second wave of guys that we put in the game that brings that level of energy that makes it our team run with the philosophy that we feel like it's best for us to utilize.
You mentioned the second half quick start, but it's been a couple games now. I think North Florida led 7-0. I know Southeast Missouri had a bit of a 10 or 11 point lead early on. And earlier in the year, it seemed like there was a couple of slow starts. Does the first half slow starts concern you any?
Well, we 10-1. You know, we're one of the better teams in the country. And it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Now, would I love to go out and knock somebody out of the park and be 20-0 coming out of the back? But this is college basketball. Teams just not going to lay down and give. They have a game plan. And I think that one thing that you should have noticed that when you are nationally ranked and you have a reputation of playing hard and winning the games at home, teams come into your arena with a different kind of mindset. And sometimes you got to give the other opponents a little bit of credit, you know, for what they do in their game preparation, as opposed to being overly concerned about what we're not doing. Sure, I would love to be 15-0 coming out of the back, but that's not going to happen. You know, I'm one to win the games, and I think our guys have done a pretty good job making the adjustments that's necessary for us to be successful. Now, we can't allow everybody to do that. You know what I mean? You got to be careful about that. But I think it's not because of lack of effort. I think a lot of it's because guys are sticking with their game plan and doing a very good job of it. And I've been watching some of the other college teams lately, because you know you want to see how you compare and where people are. That seems to be a new wave going on. A lot of times people are kind of slow getting started. What we're gonna do is see what not. Maybe you can take some notes and give us some recommendations. Maybe we can help us out a little bit. Because right now, if we can figure it out, I'm sure we probably wouldn't be dealing with it. Okay.
Everybody else set?
All right.